Some careers keep growing while quietly losing momentum. The salary still increases, the responsibilities still expand, the work still becomes more important, but the trajectory starts moving differently underneath, slower, heavier, less expansive. And because the career still appears successful externally, most professionals never immediately recognize the shift. Most people assume career slowdown looks obvious: less opportunity, less responsibility, less income growth. But many high-skill careers decelerate differently. The activity remains, the meetings remain, the projects remain, and externally, that ongoing movement creates the illusion that momentum still exists. But movement and acceleration are not identical. A career can continue progressing while quietly losing its ability to expand. That distinction changes everything, especially in professional environments optimized around continuity. Because modern organizations reward stability, reliability, predictable execution, operational consistency, and over time, those incentives gradually reshape how careers evolve. The dangerous part is, this transition rarely feels negative. In fact, it often feels mature, responsible, professional. You become more trusted, more integrated, more operationally necessary. And externally, those signals can easily resemble growth. But operational growth and directional acceleration are not the same thing. A career can continue expanding locally while simultaneously slowing structurally. That is where many professionals start confusing activity with momentum, because execution scales differently than leverage. Execution increases output, leverage changes trajectory, and eventually, many careers start accumulating more coordination, more maintenance, more communication, more operational continuity. The responsibilities increase, but the movement becomes slower. And eventually, many professionals stop measuring growth through expansion itself. They start measuring it through stability, predictability, reduced uncertainty. The career still moves forward, but the movement starts feeling heavier, more operational, more repetitive, less directional. Because over enough time, professional systems gradually reward continuity more than transformation. You become more integrated, more reliable, more embedded inside the environment. And psychologically, that integration can easily feel like progress, especially when the external signals still appear healthy. The income still grows, the responsibilities still increase, the structure still rewards consistency. Nothing visibly fails. But internally, the trajectory already lost acceleration. That is why many professionals do not realize their careers changed pace until years later. Because the movement never stopped. It simply became slower, heavier, less expansive. Over time, this creates a strange professional contradiction. The person looks more established, but the career becomes less mobile. The role looks stronger, but the future becomes less flexible. The calendar gets fuller, but the trajectory becomes harder to change. And because every signal still appears productive, the slowdown remains disguised as growth. That is the part many professionals miss. They are not standing still. They are moving inside a structure that no longer gives them acceleration. The motion continues, but the direction weakens. The effort continues, but the upside narrows. And eventually, the career starts demanding more energy just to produce the same amount of movement. And over enough time, that slower pace starts becoming emotionally invisible. Because externally, nothing appears broken. The salary still grows, the role still exists, the environment still functions. But internally, the trajectory already changed direction. This is why many professionals eventually experience a strange form of psychological flatness. Not failure, not burnout, something subtler. The feeling that the career still moves but no longer feels expansive. And over enough time, that emotional distinction becomes enormous. Because people do not only react to compensation, they also react to possibility, momentum, expansion, future flexibility. One of the biggest misconceptions inside professional growth is the belief that continued movement automatically means acceleration. But careers do not slow down all at once. They decelerate gradually. Professionals adapt slowly. The heavier routine starts feeling normal. The slower pace starts feeling responsible. The reduced volatility starts feeling mature. And eventually, the career itself starts optimizing around preservation instead of expansion. Not because ambition disappeared. That is why many careers continue progressing for years without ever recovering their previous momentum. The trajectory still moves. It just no longer feels expansive.